Josie, did you get a chance to listen to Soccer Stupid, the podcast? And if so, what did you think of it?
I want to be polite with you, and I prefer not to answer to the question because your question is really a bad question.
Hey there, soccer fans. That's right. You're a soccer fan, or a footy fan, or a football fan, because you're listening to Soccer Stupid, the Soccer Podcast with your hosts, João and Lui, episode 14. Here we go. Wow, I didn't know I had those pipes still.
You had the with the high pitch sound there.
That's it. Everybody,
Mariah Carey.
Everybody listening just like took their AirPods right out of their ears. Like, yeah, this podcast is not for me.
Wow, aka Mariah Carey.
I see you wearing, and this is for folks who are listening, because we're also on the YouTubes. You're wearing your Manchester City jersey today. Any significance? I can't even think of a one.
Did they play today? Was there a game today? A game that decided pretty much the English Premier draw? I don't know. I think a few hours ago, I was sitting in front of the TV watching Arsenal getting beat, getting dominated, getting humbled.
You're gonna get some Gunner fans after you.
Black-eyed.
They're out there.
Look at those fans you have in the background. I bet you those same fans you have in the background today, they're not happy.
That's your
They're
brother.
not happy today.
That's your brother right there, directly behind me. Is that not Anthony?
I don't know. He turned into Arsenal. I didn't know he was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
But like all those faces, I'm sure they're all sad today. Oh well.
Yeah, they are very sad.
Somebody's gonna be sad. Somebody's gonna be happy, right? That's the story of life.
This is the case everywhere. Often, except for you and me, we're doing this podcast, and we're happy right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm at least pretending. I'm very good at pretending.
Pretending that you're happy to see me. Is that what you're saying?
I'm very sad. Last night you and I we went to a pub, and
yes, we did.
And by the way, I'm like realizing I'm not like 25 anymore. Like I don't know how you felt this morning. You probably felt perfectly fine because you can do the vodkas and stuff. I felt like crap this morning. All we did was have like 3 IPAs, and then obviously, and then later in the evening, of course, I put back the Stellas. Yeah, that's my problem.
I was gonna say, like, wait. Before you say anything else, Joao, if you're saying, "Oh, I can't do this anymore," like, no, you overdid it. You had 3 beers and you mixed them. I don't know if that's okay with beer. Like I know with like alcohol, if you mix,
I don't know.
You get like a different symptoms. But as far as beers, I don't know if that happens. But yeah, you are old. But
I am old. This is my problem.
I don't know how many more beers you had afterwards, Joao. I think it depends how many you had.
Let's just say I've never been a math guy. So I don't really count, but I'm just telling you, like I'm like, this morning I was just dragging my ass, man. But that wasn't why I brought that up. But you and I sat there and we talked about what we thought was going to happen between Manchester City and Arsenal, which, if you're living under a rock, happened today, which is sort of the penultimate for the what's going to happen with the Premier League again? Who's going to win, right? Whether it's going to be Arsenal or Manchester City, which is like always been looming. The evil empire just looming over Arsenal, just waiting for them to make a mistake. But one of the things, I think everything we sort of predicted kind of came true. We thought that.
Well, no, before you say something else, you said you had 2 scenarios. Remember, you said there's going to be 2 scenarios. Okay, so you want to explain that?
Which beer were we in when we were talking about that? So scenario 1 was going to be that it was going to be a low scoring, right? Arsenal was going to, kind of hold the fort, get maybe slip in a goal there. Man City was going to slip in a goal. It was going to maybe be sort of a draw kind of game. Or the second one, really, it was the only other option was that Man City was going to dominate because really, and this is what we talked about, and I don't know if you still feel this way, but Man City had nothing to lose in this game, and Arsenal had everything to lose. And but I mean, like I think, for example, even if say Arsenal won, they went with those 3 points. I think you have a scenario where there's still some anxiety there, and they still could be losing, still losing games. And you have Man City who just does not. They don't lose. This is not what they do. This is not what
Not
they
anymore.
do. Not anymore.
They were shaky at one point in time. Remember we had this conversation a few months ago where I was like, I don't know what's going on with Manchester City. They're not winning. They're struggling. They look like they are getting they're getting caught up by the other teams. I mean, even though they were being trailing Arsenal maybe throughout the whole year, but they didn't look as sharp as maybe the last month or so.
Yep.
And we're talking about everything. We're talking about from the English Premier to beating Bayern in Champions, and also they gotta be in the FA Cup finals against Man U. So they stepped it up, and right now they look like they are clicking in all cylinders, man.
They look like champs. Yeah.
They look like the champs of old.
And that was part of that scenario where maybe it was gonna be sort of a draw too, was that where's Pep's mind? What are his priorities, right? So you got the Champions League games coming up. You have the FA Cup final coming up. Where's he looking? So, and one thing that we've noted throughout the season, that if they change the formula just a little bit, those have always been the games that it kind of some wheels off the track. You know what I mean? And they just kind of end up falling apart, and you have like somebody like Brentford beating them like 4-1 kind of thing. We did not see that today. God damn it. Let's go through the game. Let's go through shall we? Should we get into the footy? I mean, we're already talking about the footy. We should
might as well talk about the footy.
Yeah, I mean, it was about the footy. Even Holland scored. Man, I can't believe it.
At the end,
Even Holland.
The guy that never scores, right, João?
He never scores.
Scores.
What kind of how lucky are you and just Man City with that signing? I mean, that's just like that's winning in the goddamn lottery.
Yeah,
that's winning the lottery.
Golden, dude.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It drives me crazy. And I find it, and to me, he's intriguing. Was me, I like players who are big personalities, who obviously have skill and they do fun things in games. So I do admire him as a player, but I'm like, why not Liverpool?
As an individual, yeah.
Why?
Because Liverpool doesn't have the money, João. That's why.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we don't steal it. We don't steal it. We got to learn how to steal. But yeah, let's drill through the game here. So it starts with a very beautiful, very clean and cool,
beautiful
7 minutes in, shot by Kevin De Bruyne. Dude, that guy's so smooth. Like he's I always find him kind of especially during the World Cup, very crabby. I think he really brought the morale down, for for his team or for his country. But he's so goddamn smooth. I mean, you see him; he's going into 1v1 at this point, and he knows exactly where he's putting the ball in the back of the net. It's so smooth, so clean. I hate him, and I hate him.
Good. Well, I mean, Kevin, is very tactical. That's what I noticed about him. Very tactical, very technical with the ball. He's playing in slow motion pretty much. When I play sports, when I play soccer, especially because I'm not very good at it. What? I'm very anxious. I'm always rushing things.
Yeah.
But you see these guys that are professionals, they are so good. It seems like they're just they do everything in slow motion. They think about what they're gonna do. They think about the spot where they're gonna shoot the ball, and that's De Bruyne for me. That guy is just fantastic with the ball. Can't say much about it, but he just amazingly he opened up the game. I think 7 minutes in, and that kind of took some of my nervousness away. Yeah, first blood.
And then
go ahead.
No, please go.
No, I said I'm very selfish.
Go on with your goddamn love affair with goddamn Kevin De Bruyne.
No, but you got to give credit to Haaland though, because Haaland was the one that was able to give him that beautiful pass, right?
Yeah.
So it was
It's a
just
good
not
combo.
just
They got a
yeah, it
good
was a good
combo
combo,
thing going.
right?
Yeah,
And I think it
no,
goes back and
absolutely.
forth with them too, right? It goes back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you see De Bruyne giving them like fantastic passes.
Well,
This time around
he's
it
one of
was
those players who can really assist where he put the ball. He's like De Bruyne is the striker's dream wingman. You know what I mean? Like he puts the ball like right where somebody needs to head it in or
tip of
right
your
by your
foot,
feet.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean again another lucky signing. John Stones,
Ooh, it's a
defender.
beautiful goal too.
Right,
The
getting
header.
the ball in, beautiful header. We thought it was offside. I was like, "Sit down, Stones, sit down," and you were like, "Stand up, mother."
After they retract the
Yeah,
non-goal. I mean
yeah.
I mean that was a great header.
I didn't want to bleep there, so I didn't say that. I didn't go through the whole thing,
Right.
but yeah. So John Stones, he gets the second goal in. It's 2-0 at this point, and then again, De Bruyne with the second goal in the 54th minute. This is in the second half. I'm kind of zipping through already. So it's like a 2-0 first half. You're like, okay, you know what? Arsenal, they're
Second half,
they want to win this. They might come back. I could see this. I could see them, figuring this whole thing out. Maybe they got nervous legs first half. You know what I mean? But De Bruyne quickly in the second half shuts that thought down. Another just again very smooth. I think that's when I texted you. This dude, smooth.
Ooh, he not make the guy. He
Yep.
not make one of the players, and then I mean the goalie did not have a chance. I mean
Done.
that is skills at his best to like think about it. Like not only is he gonna like score, but like he nutmegs the guy, and then I feel like when he nutmegs him, like the goalkeeper kind of loses track of the ball, right? And then when he sees the ball, it's like out of his reach. I mean, fantastic shot, dude. Like amazing, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go find that highlight. It's
you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say all these nice things about the Manchester City, but it's a good one. It's 3-1 at this point, and then 86 minutes in, and nobody can get a goal in. There's been some turnover at this point. We have a holding in the 86th minute. Does get the ball in the back of the net for a consolation goal. It's 3-1 at this point. And then, of course, in the 90th minute, in extra time, a giant giraffe of a man. He's like half giraffe, half like chimpanzee with his arms and legs, or ostrich, and he gets the goal that he's been really wanting to get the entire game. Yeah, I mean it's a 4-1 victory to this point. Man City is only 2 points now behind Arsenal, and I really wanted Arsenal. I really wanted them to win, Louis. I really wanted. Am I allowed to cry on the podcast, or I just spent the rest of the time?
You already are, so might as well just keep it going there.
Yeah. I mean, I have a very bad feeling that it ends. This was again the penultimate. This was the swinging of the pendulum, whatever analogies, whatever anybody wants to throw at it. This was a very important game. And yeah, I mean, Arsenal could not capitalize, and they may be going out. One good news though, I read somewhere that they have sealed the deal as far as where they are in placement on the table, and they will be in the UEFA Champions League next year. So that's great, and I don't think that's happened for. I don't think I have the number like how long it's been, but it's been a very long time. Since those guys have been in the UEFA Champions League. So, what do you think? What do you think from here on for those two teams? Is Arsenal going to win every game and just keep it? I think Man City. Excuse me. I think Man City. At some point, you said were only there are 2 games ahead already. I'm sorry. Arsenal was 2 games ahead of.
They haven't played. They postponed 2 other games, so that means that they're 2 games behind Arsenal. If they were to win those 2 games, there will be 6 points. So if you think about it right now, 6 points, and right now they sit. Let me see. Where's here you go. So right now, if they were to win those 2 games that they haven't played yet, and they get to 6 points, if we were talking about right now, if that was right now, they would have 79 points, and then Arsenal will have 75 points.
Yeah.
So that's 79, 75. That's 4 points already ahead of them.
Yeah.
So if they can't even afford. That's what the guy said. Like one of the commentators, like they can afford to lose a game if they wanted to.
Yeah,
because they already have 4 points.
Man City
can afford to lose a game and still win out.
Arsenal cannot.
Arsenal cannot win. Like they cannot lose any games moving forward. But talking about the game, Joe, I don't know if you noticed it, but Man City was in charge of the game from beginning to the end. Yeah. Like you could tell the quality, and this is like a manager thing, right? We're talking about Guardiola.
I am still the master.
Right, because Arteta was one of his apprentices at one point in time.
Whatever the hell.
His protege, yeah. So now the protege is trying to like overtake the master, but this game tells you a lot. Like, he's not there yet. Eventually, maybe Arsenal will get better. But as of now, Pep won the chess match against his, apprentice. So man, the game. I didn't feel threatened, but I still wanted more goals, just because goals win games, Joao.
Goals win games. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember texting you how greedy you were, you bastard.
Right.
You're like you didn't feel good at 3 goals. You're like Pep on the sideline when they're up like 4-1, and he's still yelling at them about their defense. Like, I don't know if you can go back when Arsenal do score that 80th minute goal. He's just screaming at his defense on that, and they're like, they're not coming back.
Well, I mean, if you remember Arsenal last game against Southampton. I mean, we thought Southampton was going to win that game, and they made 2 miracle goals, tying the game at the end. So anything can happen with these teams because they're so great. Yep. So that's why you're never comfortable until you have a nice little cushion, 3-0, 4-1, and again, playing sports, it's so unpredictable. I've been in situations where we're winning and all of a sudden we break down and like the other team comes back and wins against us. So I know the importance of keep scoring until the fat lady sings. That once she sings and you're winning, then you won. But you can never feel blows the whistle. You can never feel comfortable. So that's kind of the same mentality I have with them today. And when I think when they score, because they seem to have a little bit of life when they score their first goal. I was a little bit afraid, even though it was the 86th minute, I think, when they scored, right?
I was not.
Yeah.
It was 3-1 at that point. Yeah.
Like, again, if you remember, they scored twice against Southampton within, like, what, like a 5-minute period, 10-minute period?
Right at the end of the game,
Yeah, so even with extra time, I think, in extra time they didn't score, but very quickly they scored 2 goals.
Yep.
So I know that can happen to anyone. So that's why I wasn't comfortable until Haaland put the dagger right on their hearts.
He did, and he was happy doing it. They're up 4-1. He's like still sliding in,
and it got cheapy, man. It got cheapy. Like,
and then it got chippy, and it probably got chippy because of that.
Well, like if you think about it, being an Arsenal, player, and you've been leading the league this whole season, to now falling apart, it must really like be frustrating for them, and so. Frustration equals people getting, chippy and stuff like that. And so I feel like when they saw that game that it was not, they had no chance to win. I feel like it got a little bit more, there was a little bit of friction there going on between the players. But
so
that's how it is.
So Man City wins the league. This is what you're thinking. Without a doubt.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes.
I think no matter how much I don't want it to happen, I think you're right. They're too good. They're absolutely too good. They're clicking again. I don't see them unclicking. I see Arsenal. Again, they still look a little. They don't look like champs at this point. Sometimes you see the spark in there, but it's not the same. It's not the same as when Man City, how Man City is playing today, or how Liverpool was with when Man City and Liverpool were neck and neck, and they were just winning every single game. I miss those days. But that's what you expect of somebody or a team who's trying to kill it, right, and trying to take home the trophy.
One of the commentators said something very interesting.
What did they say?
He said that Man City has so many great weapons, so many great players, that he's able to switch them to sub their players, and they still don't lose quality. And he's like, but Arsenal is different. Like, you pretty much have your starters, and you kind of live and die with those guys, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually they tire out.
True.
And then when you tire out, you lose some of that, speed.
They lost a lot of steam, and you
Yeah.
saw it. You saw it in this game. They lost an incredible amount of steam, like especially again towards the mid end of the second half. I mean, like the third goal going in 3-0 or 3-0, as the kids say. Yeah, I mean, you can see it. You can see it. Like it really took the wind out of their sails. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't let that happen though. If you want that trophy, you got to die. You got to die for it. You have to die for it. Man.
You gotta come out of that field like on what's it called, the stretcher or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it takes. And
yeah,
again, Arteta is he's a kind of a new manager, so I feel like this is gonna be a very good year for them as far as like experience goes, because next year they're gonna be smarter. They're gonna be. I don't know if Arsenal is gonna be the same quality of team, but I know that this is gonna help them for the future.
Yeah, I agree. He's not going anywhere. I mean, he really turned this team around. He gave them an identity again. I mean, we've seen some of those videos where he's screaming. He's doing his like, I wouldn't call it a Ted Lasso speech.
yeah, he's a little bit more crude.
But it's inspiring in a sense where it's like he's really just trying to get this team to like wake up, pretty much. You know what I mean? What do you want to be? You want to be champions? This is what we got to do, right? So,
right,
man, yeah. Let's see. I think you and I are on the same page, not in agreement as how we want things to end. But I think we both agree this is the direction it's going, and I'm not going to be surprised if stupid Man City is holding up the trophy again at the end of this season. Moving on to the Liverpool West Ham game, Nathan Shelley's West Ham. It started out a little rocky and scary. They draw first blood in the 12th minute. Paqueta. But Gakpo, where have you been all season? Beautiful shot where he equalizes it at 18th minute. I'm like, okay, that's it. The what do you call it? The floodgates are open. We're just gonna be going pop, 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 like in the last game they had. But immediately, so that's the first half. It's a 1-1. Okay, all right, okay, I'm not scared. Second half, 55 minutes in, West Ham draw another little stabberoo, but it's a disallowed goal. So but when I saw it go in, I'm like, ugh, and it was just really, really tight. It's one of those like his arm hair was like, across the line kind of goals. Disallowed, still 1-1. And then finally Matip in the 67th minute scores, and it's 2-1. Liverpool walk away with 3 points. So now Liverpool is in the 6th place spot, I think just below Aston Villa. Am I right? Do I have that?
Yes, you're right. Aston Villa is 5th. Yes,
I have a memory. I did not know this about myself, that I can actually retain some information. Yeah, so they're in the 6th place spot. So here's what I think, and I think you were making fun of me before. I think we can at least get. I'm looking at the points here. So we are just 1 point shy of 5th place, and then at that point we're only 5 points shy of 4th. So if Man U just crumbles, I can with 5 games left, I possibly see us in the UEFA next year, but I will settle for just being in Europa. I do not want to be, not seeing Liverpool play any team, any games next season. That'd be very depressing for me. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Is that possible? Do you see that happening, or do you see them falling apart? Because I'm looking at this as sort of like it's a little too late, guys. Nice, thank you. But now I feel like they're starting to click. Like they're hitting the back of the nets. It's like old Salah again. Gakpo is doing what he's supposed to be doing. Luis Diaz is back with his all season long.
Great.
Knee injury. That dude, I saw on Twitter, like, do you want him back? And everyone's like, oh, he sucks. But I'm like, I think that everyone has amnesia and they forgot how explosive that dude was. Like he was
a different maker for you guys.
He was, and he was the epitome of heavy metal football. I mean, he was just going 3,000 miles an hour, and then he would get some goals. And I'm like, who is this guy? He came out of nowhere. So it's great to see him back. He didn't quite he's not quite back. You know what I mean? But it was good to see his face and back on the pitch. But what are your thoughts? I mean, do you see
Well,
this happening, or do
I'm
you
I'm
see
look
it crumbling?
I'm looking at your schedule, and
Yeah, please.
you have a friendly schedule actually. You
No
do. You
such thing.
have
There's no such thing in English for beer.
well, I mean, you have what Tottenham is what? Are they doing any good? I don't know. They're like
Yeah,
you don't know what's going on with them. And then you have Fulham, and then you have Brentford, who you lost to, right? If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
yep.
And then Leicester City, and then you have Aston Villa, who you're trying to catch up, and then you have
We need that game.
Southampton. So I'm trying to see who Aston Villa their remaining
No,
schedule to see how hard is theirs. I think it's gonna let's see. So they're playing Fulham. No, they played them. They lost. I mean, they won yesterday, but
yeah.
they're playing Man U Sunday, and they play the Wolves, and they play and they play Liverpool, and then they
Hmm.
play Brighton. That's a more risky, more
Yeah,
difficult schedule than Liverpool. If Liverpool can keep up the way they're playing right now,
we just need to
I
win.
think they should be able to take over Aston Villa.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
at least you're
But
saying at least, but you don't see us
Matt,
getting into UEFA.
well, uh, let me
You
see.
don't see Man U
I'm trying to see.
crumbling.
My
I
let
yeah,
me, let me,
but you're right. I mean, I think they need to crumble. The teams above need to
yeah,
crumble for us to get through, basically.
and
And we
then
need to win.
yeah. I mean, Man U has a more favorable schedule. Also favorable. They play in Aston Villa
Yeah,
again. Aston Villa
yeah.
is going to be trouble. Brighton, West
Come
Ham,
on.
Wolves,
Hmm.
and Bournemouth and
Yeah.
Chelsea. They have. It looks like they postpone many games because they have a lot of games to make up.
Yeah, yeah.
But they have more games throughout, so that could have also work in your favor.
Oh,
Because if
yeah.
they're playing more games, that means they're gonna
Yeah.
make there's more opportunity for mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
can't. Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. I like that. I like that's some positive thoughts from you.
yes, I mean yeah, whatever.
I think it's just weird to go from like winning to be like, I hope they make Europa next season.
You're like you're resigned to the
Well, what else am I
lower
gonna do?
levels.
I mean, what else am I gonna do there? It's the seventh spot over here or sixth spot. You know. All right, so we don't have to go through it, but there's also been. Let's flip over to the La Liga side because there were some pretty
Ooh.
interesting developments where I watched the match Real Madrid versus Girona, right? And Girona is like brand spanking new to La Liga. They're like, I think they played like just a few games in La Liga, and you got the juggernaut Real here, and it was an interesting game because Real actually looked super cocky. So like after Girona, I kid you not, like after Girona scored. So anyway, it ends 4-2 Girona. It's unbelievable. It's like one of those like you're working, you're kind of not paying attention, you look up, and all of a sudden it's like 3-2. Like how the hell did that happen? It was a really interesting game. So like it not only did they draw first blood in the 12th minute, but they score again in the 24th minute, 2-0, and you have what's his name, Vinny Jr., and he was getting all kind of like chippy with some of the other players, opposing players. But even the announcer was like, "I don't think Real Madrid is playing this game like they're not going to be able to get those two back. Like they're not worried. You know what I mean? But enough time goes by, they do score. Real does score. So Vinny Jr. does finally get a beautiful goal in the 34th minute. So it is 2-1 at this point in the first half. And then you think, okay, well, you know what's going to happen. Real's going to come back. They're just going to just decimate these guys. But no, it's surprisingly in the 62nd minute, Girona scores. It's 3-2, 3-1 at that point, and you're like, holy! I
Wow.
cannot believe what I'm watching here. I think I even texted you like Girona, who I don't even know. It's scrappy wins, right? Like we say, goals wins games. They're just crushing these guys. It's very chippy at this time. 65 minutes in, Lucas finally does score for a 4-2, but Girona walk away with the 3 points, and this is not going to help Real. Like I'm Barcelona. I think at this point we can just say they got the league. Like they're not gonna fold. Do you think they're gonna fold? I did see that they did not win. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry for that was a lot of noise, but I dropped my phone there. I saw they did not win. You want to take Barcelona? How'd you feel?
Well,
Give us the feels.
Before I talk about Barcelona, I do want to talk about the Girona Real Madrid game.
Can I get a taco and a burrito?
So
It's not Girona. The G sound makes some other sound now. What is this?
Girona. So
Come
it's like an
on,
H,
man.
like an H sound, right?
What about J?
Hi.
I thought J makes the H sound.
Girona.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's certain times that G also sounds like a he, like a G. He.
I'm
Girona.
so sorry.
Unless unless there's a U, they can say Girona. There's a G, but a U right after the G. Anyhow, the one interesting thing about that game,
Spanish
Joel,
lesson, though, it's important.
Yeah. Guess what? The most interesting thing about this game is that one player for Girona scored all goals. Dude. So this guy had 4 goals. Like, you don't have enough Real Madrid. Like, did you not see that they already scored like 3 goals on you guys? Like,
oh my God! I didn't want to be racist. I thought it was a different guy at least one time, but it was the same guy every time. I didn't want to assume. No, you're right. And I think he's the dude who came out of New York FC, right? I think he's either on loan. I got to look that up and fact check me, please. But I feel like he came out of MLS in New York FC and then popped over to Girona just recently. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, wrong now.
Oh, and also talking about Barcelona losing today, they're lucky, right? They're lucky because Real Madrid needs to win no matter what. Like we're talking about Arsenal, you cannot lose any more games. Same thing with Real Madrid, and then Barcelona, instead of like really putting this puppy to bed, they also lay an egg, right? And they lose this game. It was 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Rayo Vallecano. 2 and Barcelona 1. Again, not good for them.
Scrappy wins.
Not good for them. Yeah. So this kind of, I mean, the league is pretty much already like won by Barcelona. Yeah. But
they're 11 points.
They're 9,
those 2 games.
I think they're 9 points up right now.
My math that off? I was just looking at it. It's 76 to 65.
So they're 11 points up.
Aha! Come on, give me some props.
Good job, Joel. Good job.
Thank you.
High fives everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much called for. Like in Real Madrid losing yesterday and Barcelona losing today doesn't make a difference because I don't think there's that many games where Barcelona is going to lose. And if Real Madrid still plays the way they are playing right now, they might lose another one or 2 or 3. So La Liga, I think, is probably also called for. And congratulations, Barcelona, my team. That you're having a great year.
You're having a great year. You're going to be Man City, and Barcelona.
Argentina, don't forget Argentina.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, that was last year though, right?
Does it still count? Dude, it counts. And I'm not. You don't think of me as a nice guy, but it counts for the next 4 years. It counts for the next 4 years.
That's nice.
You can throw winning the World Cup in everybody's face as long as you want.
For 4 years.
You're the champs. You're the champs right now.
Actually, 3 years and a half, right?
Yeah, 3.5 years exactly. That's right. It was in the winter. Barcelona play a Real Betis. By the way, is my FIFA. I don't know why. I don't know how that ended up happening, but it's my FIFA team right now. Real Betis. I'm scoring goals. Goals wins games. I'm scoring tons of goals with those guys. I have no idea why. And then Real Madrid plays Alameda. There goes the fat lady just blew the whistle. There goes the whistle, closing out the end of the episode. But just to quickly go through some of the awesome games that are coming up. Tottenham play Manchester United tomorrow. So I'm going to be this is how I'm looking at the rest of the season. I'm going to be no one's a bigger Tottenham Hotspur fan than me. So I need Manchester to crumble, and sadly I need Aston Villa to crumble as well. So I'll be rooting Harry Kane and Son. So that'll be an interesting game. We also have on this weekend. There's a lot of games. Oh my god! I already went through the what do you call the games? The La Liga games. But Manchester United play Aston Villa on Sunday. So I don't know. What do I want? What do I want for that? I want a tie, so they just get one.
Maybe, yeah. I think that'll be the best case scenario for you.
Or Aston Villa beat. No, yeah, that's. I'm gonna.
You need 1 point from each. Yeah, I think that'll be the best.
I need 1 point.
Otherwise, one is gonna be really ahead of you.
Yeah, But those are the games that are coming up, and of course, one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about on this pod, and we can talk more about it on the next pod, is that for the first time ever, there will be a Manchester derby for the FA Cup final in the FA Cup history.
Oh wow!
We're gonna have a pod special, I think, for that game. We have to have a pod special on that one. Put me in a coma now and wake me up for that game. That's like
that's when you want to be resurrected.
João, FA Cup finals here. Oh, thank God. That's like, I think it's June 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we put this episode to bed?
I'm just excited about the Champions game coming up. I think we'll probably have a podcast before it, but I'm looking forward to Real Madrid and Man City because
what day is that?
That's the May 9th. But Real Madrid is the king of the champions. So I'm interested to see if Man City finally overtakes them and hopefully can become the champions because they have to play another team afterwards if they were to beat Real Madrid. But that's the game that I'm like excited about because you cannot count Real Madrid out, Joao, because Real Madrid is just that's like their league. You know what I mean? They own that league. So it needs to be taken. And again, I feel like Man City has had the rougher route to this because they played the better teams.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, to be the best, you gotta beat the best. So I'm looking forward to this series. On the other side, we have Milan and Inter, so that should be interesting. The two Italian teams, and dude. So it's gonna be a fun May. May is gonna be a fun month for us, and also we're gonna be dry.
That's right. We're starting our dry part of the year.
Our liver right now is going, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, Joao's liver. I just wanted to say thank you very much. I think that does it for episode 14. I think it's in the can, as they say, right? All right, brother. This is a good one. A lot of very exciting footy coming up. Woo! I cannot wait. Wait. All right?
It never ends, Joao. It never ends.
It never ends. And I'll see you on the next one.
Next week. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
It's a stretch, and it's in! Oh, it's not the first time! I saw something